simple. Just to recap then, what you've done on this video then is you've targeted your key phrase, and within that we talked about long tail and specificity of the keywords and the likelihood of them buying something, the target signals, the buy signals within the phrase itself. We've then used Google AdWords to calculate the traffic levels. So we need to make sure there's enough traffic there to make it worthwhile setting up a little campaign and spending some time analysing it. The third thing is we've then done an estimation on return. Within that, we've looked at the cost per click, again that's come from Google AdWords, and then we've worked it right through using various scenarios of fairly conservative or moderate performance of a website to figure out whether or not your business is making money. When we ran this last night, we had businesses that were there. I'll just glance across at my screen of the following key phrases: laptop security, beauty courses, PR consultant, flowers by post, CV writing, t-shirt printing, graffiti removal, DVD production, amongst others. Now, working up from the bottom, the cheapest product from last night is flowers by post, which sell bouquets of flowers delivered via post for $9.99 upwards, including postage. Now, that's cheaper than the DVD that we looked at that was hemorrhaging money, yet Flowers by Post manages to do very well out of pay-per-click, and they're a big Nottingham success story. Good for them. So it is possible to make money out of pay-per-click with moderate price products. So that perhaps contradicts, you know, perhaps your initial thoughts on what the DVD said earlier on. Upwards from there, then we had CV writing. This was creating a CV, writing CV for someone for £50. Again, the maths looked possible on that. Working up from there, we had beauty courses for about £200 per product. They were paying as low as 30 pence for a click, and the maths looked extremely good on that. They were, I think, around the order of £20 to generate each order for a person to come on one of their beauty courses, and each person was worth £200. And quite a lot we saw some products, when they got it right, the maths appeared to be pay-per-click was only 10% of the actual order of value that was generated. So that might be a good sort of multiple to work with. Working upwards, graffiti removal appeared to work. That was about £1.10 a click. DVD production at £2, potentially a large order there. Laptop security was a very enticing one, because that's a product's worth about probably £1,000 on purchase price, and we had orders coming in via the maths on that for about £50. So potentially it was costing £50 to generate £1,000 of sale with about 50% gross margin on it. So that was one of the best looking ones. Probably the best but unproven was PR consultant at £2.10. It looked like it could be possible to generate a job for a PR consultant for about 200 quid, and they were looking at an order value of about £10,000, possibly on a retainer. We made the joke of 10,000 guineas a year on a retainer, which would splendidly suit my outfit here. So based on the feedback from last night and from the maths we did last night at Axis Community, it should be possible to, if you're careful, to make money out of pay-per-click from a $9.99 product right up to a £10,000 product. So it looked kind of nice and promising. Okay, what to do next? Well, you've had a go at the first three steps, which are, the first one was targeting your key phrase. The second one was calculating your traffic, and the third one was estimating your return. So these first three are the most crucial. It's the business side of it. Is the maths going to stack up? Are you stacking the odds in your favour? If you don't get these first three right, the rest of it is a waste of time. Okay, hopefully you've got some good results from that. The next thing I want you to do then is register for Google AdWords if you haven't already. That might cost you, I think, £10 at the moment. Which is well worth it. Within that, use the traffic estimator and the keyword tool. You are crazy if you don't already have a Google AdWords account, or don't subsequently from this get one, because the insight into Google's traffic levels alone is just a brilliant marketing tool. It will help inform your organic search engine strategy, your pay-per-click strategy, your persuasive content writing strategy, your basic e-marketing strategy. So I thoroughly recommend that you get in there and understand that. In the UK, google.co.uk accounts for about 85% of all searches in the UK now. It's completely dominant. So really you need to focus your efforts around Google. The other thing that I recommend that you do is join our secret clique our secret pay-per-click clique at Axis Community. That is going to be a face-to-face thing where it will be part of the monthly evening events that we do, and also at axiscommunity.co.uk, so go and join that if you haven't already. Within there we're going to establish a special area just looking at pay-per-click and looking at real case studies, real performance figures, real tips and tricks and ideas. What I want to do is Axis Community now to move from just coming to these events to us all actually starting to share our results together. If you're doing well out of pay-per-click, or even if you're not doing so well out of pay-per-click, you've arrived at the point you're at working largely speaking in isolation. You might have read a couple of bits of report online or something like that, but really you've figured out how to do it on your own. Some of you, like Flowers by Post, the guys at Bunches, have done an incredible job, and Beanbags, Great Beanbags and people like that have done a fantastic job. Local Nottingham companies that are doing really well out of pay-per-click. But there's a lot of people kind of in between, struggling away, adverts that are kind of a bit hit and miss, pay-per-click campaigns, if you want to call them that, that are a bit hit and miss. How about we work together and we share our experiences? And this is where the kind of power of community should enable us to start to do a lot better and a lot more consistently well out of pay-per-click. So it's a kind of you show me yours and I'll show you mine. Okay, the final thing really then is to have a go. It's just get stuck in and have a go. This is the sort of thing where you can turn it on and off. You can throw in 20 quid and have a little go. To be statistically significant, I think you probably need to put a couple of hundred into it rather than 20 quid, but at least it gets you going. You can get in there, you can experiment and actually learn from this process. So you've done the first 3 steps of the magic 8 steps to PPC heaven, which were target key phrase, calculate traffic and estimate return. Next time, a future Axis Community event and on a future video, we are going to be looking at the landing experience. The landing experience is what happens once they get to your website. So Google AdWords will only deliver them so far. It will deliver them for the price of a click onto your website. What happens at your website? Well, all sorts. Quite often the wrong thing. Do you have the right, what is called the landing experience? In other words, once they arrive, do you take them straight to where the product is, reassure them about the price, help them make a decision and close? That's about the landing experience. And if you can have the best pay-per-click maths up this end, the cheapest clicks, and if the landing experience isn't working, you're wasting your money. The next thing where we will also have a look at in the future on video 2 and event 2 is the advert. This is crucial because number one, you need some people to click through. The click-through rate, remember that thing, CTR. If you've got a low click-through rate, you pay a lot for your advert. If you've got a very high click-through rate, you can sit higher than other people on page 1, but pay a lot less than other people who are also on page 1 if your advert is friendly. The reason for that is that Google could charge you £1 million a click, and if nobody clicked on it, they wouldn't make a penny. They like adverts that perform well, so they reward you for it. Final thing we'll look at is all the advanced tactics, the esoteric stuff, the little tips and tricks that some of the best people in this industry are using. So a combination of understanding your maths and getting the experience right and the advert right should help come together to form an actual pay-per-click campaign and strategy that will actually work. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful to you. You know about your traffic. You're on Google AdWords now. We'll see you at the next event, and we'll see you online at axiscommunity.co.uk.